Religious texts often contain hidden messages that may not register with you on your first, second, or even third read-through. But that's okay, because I'm here to reveal secrets that organized religion may not want you to know, from warnings of artificial intelligence in the Bible to the hidden truths within the Apocryphon of John, and much more. Biblical crossword puzzle. Have you ever pondered the possibility of a hidden blueprint for history concealed within the pages of the Bible? If so, you're not alone. This wild idea has fascinated people for years, especially with the concept known as the Bible Code. What's the Bible Code? The Bible Code is the theory that hidden messages and predictions are encrypted in the Hebrew Old Testament. Some enthusiasts claim that these codes, found only in the Torah, the first 5 books of the Old Testament, prove a supernatural authorship. Or in other words, it proves that the Bible could not have been written by man. According to believers, this alleged code cannot be fully appreciated by the naked eye. Instead, a computer is needed to perform extensive searches within the scriptures because these hidden messages are coded like one big crossword puzzle. Believers in the Bible Code argue that it has predicted major historical events like the rise of Hitler and the Holocaust. They say this proves the Bible's otherworldly origin, and according to some, this code can even be used to tell someone's fate. Yes, even you. It's creepy, but some think you can find the exact date of your death hidden within the text. But is it really that simple? I mean, how does it work? Great question. Imagine a Hebrew text of the Bible as one long string of letters without spaces. To find a code, you choose a word like Yeshua, Jesus, and search for it at regular intervals. It's like setting your computer to find JESUS every 1,000 letters. And if the letters match up at these intervals, you might have found a code. Sounds easy, but it gets trickier. Sometimes you can read the text forwards, backwards, or even in a zigzag pattern called boustrophedon. Try saying that 5 times fast. Hidden messages about people and events are supposedly revealed this way. But surely there are people who refuse to believe that this code exists. Have any of these doubters ever changed their mind? Actually, yes. Some skeptics became believers after examining the mathematical evidence. They were convinced by the supposed precision of these hidden messages. If you still don't believe that the Bible Code exists, let me give you an example from the good book itself. The Bible contains some pretty straightforward predictions, like Micah chapter 5 verse 2, which says that the Messiah would be born in Bethlehem. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happens later on. But the Bible Code isn't always this clear. Again, it's more like a massive puzzle that only a supercomputer can solve. It might surprise you, but the idea of a Bible code isn't exactly new. It dates back over 1,000 years to Jewish mystics called the Kabbalists. They believed that every letter in the Hebrew Bible was part of a divine code filled with hidden meanings. They were like ancient detectives looking for secret messages in the text. Some believe that the book of Daniel predicted the discovery of the Bible Code, as one verse mentions that knowledge would increase at the end of times. And with modern computers, searching for these codes has become much easier, fulfilling this prophecy. But remember, this practice is ancient and not exclusively a modern-day marvel. Now, I haven't tried this out for myself, but if any of you watching decide to go searching through the Bible and find undeniable proof that this Bible code exists, be sure to tell me all about it in the comments. Warnings of artificial intelligence. When technology meets theology, you get some pretty interesting questions. One that's particularly fascinating is, does the Bible mention artificial intelligence? Before we jump into the biblical analysis, let's make sure we're all on the same page about AI. Artificial intelligence is a branch of computer science that aims to create machines capable of performing tasks that typically require human intelligence. These tasks include recognizing speech, translating languages, and even making decisions. The term AI was coined in 1956 by John McCarthy, a computer scientist at Dartmouth College. Fast forward to today, and AI is everywhere, from your smartphone's voice assistant to the algorithms recommending what to watch next on Netflix. So what does the Bible have to say about AI? Well, it doesn't exactly mention AI directly. There aren't any verses that talk about machine learning algorithms, chatbots, or any of the cool and sometimes creepy AI tech we have today. But that doesn't mean the Bible has nothing to say about it. There's 3 ways that the Bible provides insights into how we might think about AI. To start, the Bible has plenty of cautionary tales about placing too much trust in human creations. One memorable passage is in Psalm chapter 115, which mocks man-made idols. The passage says, "Their idols are silver and gold, made by human hands. They have mouths but cannot speak, eyes but cannot see. Those who made them will be like them, and so will all who trust in them." The warning? Don't make an idol out of something that lacks true perception or autonomy. Isaiah also has a thing or two to say about human pride. In Isaiah chapter 29 verse 16 he writes, "Shall what is formed say to the one who formed it, 'You did not make me'? Can the pot say to the potter, 'You know nothing'?" No matter how advanced AI becomes, it's crucial to remember that our creation should always remain subordinate to their creator. Because if they don't, we get scenarios like what's depicted in I, Robot, and nobody wants that. The Bible also offers profound insights into what makes humans unique. Genesis chapter 2 verse 7 says that God breathed into our nostrils the breath of life after forming us from the dust on the ground, and that's what made us living beings. This breath of life sets us apart from anything humans can make. Our dignity, creativity, spirituality, and sentience reflect the divine in ways AI simply cannot. AI might be able to mimic human actions and even pass for intelligence in some contexts, but it lacks the soul that the Bible says makes humans unique. As AI continues to evolve, it's important for us to recognize and respect the essential qualities that the Bible attributes to humanity alone. Even if the Bible doesn't directly address modern technology, it provides timeless ethical guidance. Principles like human dignity, justice, compassion, stewardship, and integrity are all relevant when it comes to AI. For instance, we should develop and use AI in ways that promote human flourishing and social good, while avoiding pitfalls like invasion of privacy or loss of jobs. The Bible's moral teachings can help guide us in making sure AI is used responsibly and ethically. One verse should stand out to help us remember this. Jeremiah chapter 10 verse 5, which describes idols as scarecrows in a cucumber field, lifeless and dependent on humans. AI is the same way. It can only grow to the point that we allow it to grow. And now for number 9, but first it's shout-out time. I wanted to give a big thank you to Steve Roston and Cannonball Jenkinson for supporting this channel. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already for more videos about amazing discoveries. The Sins of the Watchers. The Bible. It's like the ultimate fantasy novel, filled with dragons, unicorns, and thousand-eyed angels. But among all these strange beings, none are as mysterious as the Nephilim. What exactly are the Nephilim? Well, in the book of Genesis, they're described as the offspring of the sons of God and the daughters of men. These beings are mentioned only twice in the Bible, but these brief mentions have sparked endless debates and wild theories. So, are the Nephilim children of fallen angels, or could they be proof that aliens visited and bred with ancient humans? Listen to this and let me know what you think in the comments. In Genesis, the Nephilim appear during a dark period known as the Antediluvian era, the time between the fall of man and the Great Flood. It's a period filled with wickedness, evil, and some seriously questionable activities. The story of Cain and Abel? Yep, that happened during this time. The Nephilim are said to have walked the earth for over 1,000 years before the Great Flood wiped everything out. But if they were wiped out, why do they show up again later in the Bible? In Numbers chapter 13 verse 33, the Nephilim make a comeback. When Moses sends spies to scout the land of Canaan, they report back saying they saw the Nephilim and felt like grasshoppers in comparison. So how did they survive the flood? Are these the same Nephilim or a different batch entirely? The Bible leaves us hanging, offering no clear answers. To add to the mystery, different Bible translations give us different terms. The King James Version calls them giants, while others stick with Nephilim. This only adds to the confusion. But what if these giants were actually aliens? Before we get into that, let's look at the Book of Enoch, which isn't part of the standard Bible, but gives us more juicy details about the Nephilim. According to Enoch, the Nephilim were born from the union of human women and a group of angels called the Watchers. These Watchers were supposed to keep an eye on humans, but instead, they got a little too friendly. Led by an angel named Semyaza, 200 Watchers decided to take human wives, and they taught their wives all sorts of forbidden knowledge, like making weapons and cosmetics. Their children, the Nephilim, were the giants who wreaked havoc on Earth. But here's where it gets really interesting. Some people believe that these Watchers weren't angels at all, but ancient aliens. What if these so-called divine beings were actually extraterrestrials with advanced technology that early humans couldn't understand? This theory, known as the ancient alien theory, suggests that humans mistook aliens for gods and recorded their visits as divine encounters. Scott Allen Roberts, a paranormal theorist, posed this question in his 2012 book, The Rise and Fall of the Nephilim, the untold story of fallen angels, giants on Earth, and their extraterrestrial origins. He points out that stories of gods mating with humans and causing floods are found in many cultures around the world, not just in the Bible. So could this be evidence of ancient alien visitors influencing human history? Adam's first wife, Lilith. What if I told you that Adam had a wife before Eve? That's right. Meet Lilith, a fascinating figure who has popped up in various ancient texts with quite a dramatic backstory. If you watch the channel a lot, you'll know I've mentioned her before, but let's do a recap. First mentioned in ancient Babylonian texts, Lilith is described as a winged female demon who preys on pregnant women and infants. From Babylonia, her legend spread to places like Anatolia, Syria, Israel, Egypt, and Greece. In the Bible, she's only mentioned once, in Isaiah chapter 34, verse 14, as a demoness of the wilderness. So how did Lilith go from a demoness to being known as Adam's first wife in Jewish tradition? Well, the story starts in Genesis, where humans are created in two different accounts. In Genesis chapter 1 verse 27, God creates humans, both male and female, in his image. In Genesis chapter 2 verses 21 to 22, God forms man from dust and then creates woman from man's side, not rib. Some ancient Jewish scholars saw these as two separate events. Professor Janet Howe Gaines explains that to make sense of these two accounts, scholars suggested that God created woman twice, once with man and once from man's side. The first woman, created alongside man, became known as Lilith. Lilith's story is fully detailed in the Alphabet of Ben Sira, a medieval text from the 10th century. This text tells us that Lilith was created from the earth, just like Adam. However, they immediately clashed because Adam always wanted to be in charge of, well, everything, and Lilith wasn't having it. Refusing to be subservient, Lilith uttered God's name, sprouted wings, and then flew away. What now? God sent 3 angels to bring her back, but Lilith refused. They found her in a dark cave giving birth to demons. Yep, and not just 1 or 2. She was apparently birthing hundreds of them. Not sure how that works out, but that's how the story goes. For her disobedience, the angels said that they would kill 100 of her demons every day. However, that didn't sit well with Lilith. She declared that her purpose was now to harm infants, particularly boys, for 8 days after birth, and girls for 20 days. But as a compromise, Lilith agreed to leave babies alone if she saw the name of an angel on an amulet around the child's neck. She also agreed that 100 of her demon children would die daily, but the rest would survive. I mean, how many demons is this girl giving birth to? My goodness. So what would have happened if Adam had agreed to come to terms with Lilith? According to some stories, if Adam had accepted Lilith's request for equality, she might have been his partner in Eden, and Eve would never have been created. Just think how different things would be if that were the case. The Eye of Providence. The Eye of Providence is a simple symbol that can be found on the US $1 bill, but it drives conspiracy theorists wild. Why? Well, apparently there's a hidden meaning behind this mysterious icon. What is the Eye of Providence? It's an eye set within a triangle, often surrounded by rays of light. You've likely seen it before, if not on the dollar bill, then on the top of the Great Seal of the United States. This symbol is deeply associated with Freemasonry and the apocryphal Illuminati, a secretive group that some believe to control world affairs. The Eye of Providence is a favorite among conspiracy theorists because it's hidden in plain sight. It appears on many Masonic buildings, churches, and official documents. This makes it seem like a secret sign, reinforcing the idea of hidden power and surveillance. The symbol's mysterious appearance, with its solitary eye and pyramid, hints at ancient and esoteric connections. And this, of course, makes it perfect fodder for wild theories. Originally, the Eye of Providence was a Christian symbol representing God's watchful care of humanity. One of the earliest examples is found in Pontormo's 1525 painting Supper at Emmaus. The symbol later appeared in the book Iconologia by Cesar Ripa, where it was linked to divine providence or God's benevolence. How does it symbolize God? Well, the triangle represents the Christian Trinity, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. The rays of light symbolize God's radiance. Then the eye itself signifies God's omnipresent watchfulness, a common theme in Christian art. Unlike previous depictions of God, like a hand emerging from a cloud, the eye creates a powerful psychological impact, and this suggests authority and a sense of being watched. The concept of an eye as a symbol goes way back. The Sumerians used enlarged eyes on sculptures to show holy watchfulness. The ancient Egyptians famously used the Eye of Horus, a protective symbol combining human and falcon eye features. This symbol was believed to have healing powers and was often worn as an amulet for protection. So why is it that the Eye of Providence appears on the US dollar bill? Well, in the late 18th century, the Eye of Providence became a popular symbol during the American Revolution. Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, and John Adams helped design the Great Seal of the United States. Secretary of the Continental Congress, Charles Thomson, included the Eye of Providence to signify God's guidance over the new nation. The pyramid below the eye represents strength and duration, with 13 steps for the original 13 states. But what about the Illuminati and Freemasons? Good question. The real Illuminati was a Bavarian secret society that was founded in 1776 and dissolved by 1787. While they were inspired by Freemasonry, the exact importance of symbols to them is unclear. Freemasons used the Eye of Providence as a symbol of the supreme architect, God. But it wasn't widespread until the late 18th century, long after the symbol had been adopted for mainstream purposes. Today, the Eye of Providence pops up in popular culture. Celebrities like Madonna, Jay-Z, and Kanye West have been accused of using Illuminati imagery, including the Eye of Providence. However, this is more about creating an iconic and provocative image than any real link to secret societies. The hidden chapter of the Bible. In 2023, scientist Grigory Kessel found something completely unexpected, something that had remained hidden for 1,500 years. What was it? A lost chapter of the Bible. Kessel used ultraviolet photography equipment to reveal the hidden text. By shining UV light on the parchment, he could see layers of writing that had been erased and overwritten. This discovery was announced in the journal New Testament Studies. A palimpsest is a manuscript page that has been scraped clean and used again. The hidden chapter Kessel found is called a double palimpsest because the parchment had been reused twice, hiding the original writing under 3 layers of text. So why was the chapter hidden? Well, the hidden text is an early translation of the Gospels from about 1,500 years ago. Back then, parchment was scarce, so people often reused it. They erased older texts to make room for new ones. This particular chapter is an interpretation of Matthew 12 and was part of the Old Syriac translations. The translation dates back to the 3rd century, though it was likely copied onto the parchment in the 6th century, and this makes it one of the earliest translations of the Gospels. The parchment was found in the Vatican Library. Previously, only 3 other manuscripts containing the Old Syriac translation of the Gospels were known. 2 are in London's British Library, and 1 was found at St. Catherine's Monastery in Egypt as part of the Sinai Palimpsests project. Claudia Rapp, director at the Austrian Academy of Sciences, emphasized that Kessel's deep knowledge of Old Syriac texts and modern technology played a crucial role in this discovery. This find shows just how powerful the combination of digital technology and traditional research can be in uncovering secrets from the past. It makes you wonder what else could be buried in the Vatican Library. The Apocryphon of John. The Secret Book of John. The Secret Book of John holds deep mystical secrets about the universe and our place within it, but you may have never heard of it before. Also known as the Apocryphon of John, it's a foundational text for Gnosticism and early Christianity. The Secret Book of John was intended to supplement the Gospel of John by revealing deeper spiritual meanings. Written by a group called the Classic Gnostics or Sethians, it's believed to have been composed between 90 and 180 AD. It was likely written in the intellectually rich city of Alexandria, Egypt. Why is it called secret? Well, the term apocryphon means secret book, indicating that this text was meant to provide hidden knowledge that's not found in the canonical Bible. So, what does the book reveal? The text starts with Christ appearing to a troubled apostle, John, revealing secrets about the cosmos and salvation. And here's the mind-blowing part. Christ explains that before anything existed, there was only God, referred to in the text as the One. This God is described in ways that are purposely contradictory to show that human language can't capture the One's essence. God is described as the invisible spirit made of utter light. God is said to contain everything and that no being could fathom it. It's important to note that in this text, God is not assigned a gender. Instead, the One is simply referred to as it, as if God were some tangible thing. Within the Apocryphon of John, there are three main characters: Barbelo, Wisdom, or Sophia, and Yaldabaoth. Barbelo is the first being to emerge from God, identified as the Holy Spirit and the Divine Mother of Christ. The last being to emerge from God is Wisdom, which in Greek is known as Sophia. Yaldabaoth is created by Wisdom, not God. It's a monstrous being who is said to create the material world, trapping divine sparks within humans in order to control them. Unlike the traditional story of Adam and Eve, the Secret Book of John attributes the origin of evil to Wisdom's unauthorized creation of Yaldabaoth. This being is cast out from heaven and forms our flawed physical world. In this story, Yaldabaoth and his minions create Adam. Emissaries from heaven try to help humans achieve gnosis, mystical knowledge of their divine nature, offering salvation from the material world's clutches. However, Yaldabaoth constantly tries to prevent this, resulting in an ongoing struggle between good and evil. The Secret Book of John provides an intricate narrative of God's nature, the origins of the universe, and human salvation. It highlights the importance of knowledge for spiritual liberation. How do we know about this text today? 4 copies of the Apocryphon of John have been found, 3 from the Nag Hammadi library and 1 from the Berlin Codex. These discoveries shed light on the text's popularity in ancient times, despite the hostility it faced from early Christian leaders like Irenaeus. The Apple brand logo. Now let's switch gears a bit. Did you know that there's a whole story behind the famous Apple brand logo? You know, that sleek, minimalist apple with a bite taken out of it. This logo is more than just a cool design. It's packed with mystery and meaning. First, let's tackle the big question. Why did Apple choose an apple? The story begins in 1976 when graphic designer Rob Janoff was hired to create a logo for Apple. After considering over 200 designs, he settled on the now iconic apple with a bite. Steve Jobs loved it for its simplicity and memorability. And fun fact, Janoff was paid only $29 for the design. He definitely got gypped. The bite in the apple has sparked endless theories. Some say it represents knowledge, like the forbidden fruit from the Garden of Eden. Others think it's a clever nod to computer science, with the bite symbolizing a byte of data. Which one do you think is true? Another intriguing theory links the apple to Greek mythology. In one myth, Eris, the goddess of discord, throws a golden apple inscribed with "to the fairest" among the other goddesses, and this sparked the events that led to the Trojan War. This could symbolize Apple's competitive spirit and desire to be the best. One of the most touching theories is that the logo honors Alan Turing, the father of modern computer science. Turing, who was persecuted for his homosexuality, died after allegedly biting into a cyanide-laced apple. Steve Jobs admired Turing's work and might have seen the logo as a tribute to his contributions. And that's not all. Some people believe the apple's rounded shape and central stem resemble the human brain. This suggests that Apple values creativity and innovation, aiming to enhance and support the human mind. But turns out this logo has gone through quite a few changes over the years. Co-founder Ron Wayne designed it differently sometime before 1976. It once featured Isaac Newton sitting under an apple tree, and also included was the slogan, "Newton, a mind forever voyaging through strange seas of thought, alone." The modern logo is simpler, but retains the essence of innovation and discovery. Steve Jobs' obsession with simplicity and elegance is reflected in the logo. He wanted a design that was easy to reproduce and memorable. Jobs once said, "Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower, and the Apple logo embodies this spirit." Even after more than 40 years, the Apple logo remains one of the most recognizable symbols in the world. Its subtle references and layers of meaning convey innovation and mystery, making it a lasting icon in the tech world. The Lost Years of Jesus, the Lost Gospel. There's an ancient manuscript that exists that shakes the foundation of what we know about history. It's known as the Lost Gospel. It's a text that claims Jesus was married to Mary Magdalene and even had children with her. This document, gathering dust in the British Library, suggests a radically different version of Jesus' life. Most of us know Jesus' story from the Bible. He was born around 5 BC and he was crucified around 30 AD. However, there's a huge gap in his biography from his infancy until his early 30s. Well, except for a brief mention in the Gospel of Luke, when Jesus, at 12, visited Jerusalem with his parents. This mysterious period is where the manuscript steps in, offering a peek into the missing years of Christ. The text suggests that during this silent period, Jesus got married to Mary Magdalene, had children, and led a life that included significant family interactions. This goes against the traditional view of Jesus' life. It also raises questions about the original Jesus movement and the role of sexuality within it. So does this mean that the Bible is wrong? That's a loaded question, and the answer really depends on who you ask. The document offers a different perspective but doesn't negate existing religious beliefs. It provides a historical context, proposing that marriage and children were expected of a Jewish man, including Jesus. If Jesus had remained unmarried, it would have been notable enough for the New Testament to address. The origins of the manuscript are still debated. Scholars think it could be from early followers who believed Jesus' family life was crucial to their faith. The manuscript also gives insights into the political and social dynamics of Jesus' time, including details about the crucifixion and those involved. This text is important because it could reshape our understanding of Jesus' life and early Christianity. While it doesn't claim to be absolute historical fact, it opens up new avenues for exploring Jesus' human experiences and the historical context of his life. The law of vibration. Good vibrations. When you talk, your vocal cords create sound waves that make someone else's eardrums vibrate, leading to thoughts and responses in their mind. This is a simple example of the law of vibration, which says that everything in the universe, including us, is constantly vibrating. So no wonder everything is all about vibes these days. It may sound strange, but this law of vibration can be connected to Christianity. According to this idea, Jesus' teachings often align with the concept of positive vibrations. For instance, when Jesus said, "Agree with your adversary quickly," in Matthew chapter 5, verse 25, he wasn't just giving advice on arguments. He was suggesting that staying calm and positive can align you with a higher divine flow, reducing negative vibrations like anger or fear. But why does this matter? Well, negative vibes can make you part of the problem rather than the solution. Imagine you walk into a room feeling grumpy. Everyone else might start feeling down too. On the flip side, someone with positive energy can brighten up the whole room. This is why it's important to keep a positive mindset and project good vibrations. One effective way to boost positive vibrations is through speaking positively. Charles Fillmore, a spiritual teacher, said that words are powerful agents of the mind. When you speak, you cause atoms in your body to move and change. The Bible even says that words have the power of life and death. Proverbs chapter 18, verse 21. So saying things like, "I'm getting stronger every day," can actually help you feel better. Imagine that. On the flip side, saying things like, "I'm getting weaker every day," can have the opposite effect. Having this mindset can absolutely change your life. Many people believe that this is what Jesus was teaching all along. If you're facing a tough situation and someone asks how you're doing, instead of listing all your problems, say something positive. This doesn't mean ignoring your issues, but rather shifting your focus to the positive aspects of your life. Positive words can create positive vibrations, leading to better outcomes. Secret combinations in the Book of Mormon. If any of you watching have read the Book of Mormon, you might have stumbled upon the term secret combination or combinations and thought to yourself, what on earth does that mean? This confusing phrase pops up in passages like 3 Nephi, chapter 7, verse 6. The verse says, "And the regulations of the government were destroyed because of the secret combination of the friends of kindreds of those who murdered the prophets." Even if you're not Mormon, the true meaning behind this term is fascinating, and it will definitely surprise you. What do you think it means? Quick, pause the video and give me your best guess in the comments below. Secret combination or combinations in the Book of Mormon refers to evil oath-bound societies. Think of these societies as ancient secret clubs, but not the fun kind with secret handshakes. They were more like the sinister kind that plot to overthrow governments. Picture the Illuminati. These kinds of groups have been around since the days of Cain, according to Mormon teachings, with Satan as their leader. Their goals have always been power and wealth. Okay, but are the secret societies mentioned in the Book of Mormon real or just fictional? It really depends on who you ask. Some critics argue that these secret societies in the Book of Mormon were inspired by the Freemasons, a well-known fraternity from Joseph Smith's time. Who's that? He's the founder of the Mormon Church. Skeptics claim that secret combinations was a term used negatively for Freemasons in the 1820s and 1830s. Sort of sounds like a conspiracy within a conspiracy, huh? So what's the evidence to support this secret society claim? At first glance, it seemed possible that Joseph Smith borrowed contemporary ideas about Freemasons. But thanks to modern technology and online databases, researchers like Gregory Smith, no relation to Joseph, found the truth. Turns out, secret combinations was actually a general term in the 19th century for any secretive or clandestine group, especially in politics. So it wasn't just code for Freemasons, it was a broader term used for any sneaky underground organization. Which one of these hidden codes or messages did you find the most surprising? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And while you're at it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now.